All right, Supreme Court. Now, I told you this. We talked about last time about Governor Abbott in Texas putting up the razor wire at the border. And then because these people just coming in like, it's ridiculous. And I told you it's a crisis. I always said that. And I think that Biden is not doing anything. But anyway, so Greg Abbott put up razor wire. I mean, we talked about that. And even I think Justice or Emerald, one of them was saying that wasn't a good because people going to get hurt. Well, the Supreme Court thought the same thing. Right. That people would get hurt, and so you need to take that down. Well, so they ruled that that Biden's people can come.
Court.
Well,
4 out of 5 out of 4.
Governor Abbott says this is not over. Texas says after the Supreme Court lets Biden administration remove razor wire at Mexico border. He says the razor wire is still up along a contested section of the U.S.-Mexico border a day after the Supreme Court ruled that they need to remove it. Republican governor security initiative, they're not letting them come in and take that down. While the state's the state is legally challenging that. A CNN team in Eagle Pass, Texas recently the epicenter of the migrant crisis near where 3 migrants drowned this month. And they were spotted the razor wire Tuesday morning. So maybe we don't know, is that how they drowned? They got to the point they couldn't get over? We don't know. The High Court ruled 5-4 on Monday in a victory for President Joe Biden. The day after the ruling, the Department of Homeland Security demanded Texas give it full access to the border by January 26, according to a letter obtained to CNN. Texas has said that Eagle Pass Shelby Park area is open to the public, but U.S. Customs and Border Protection have been blocked from accessing it, according to the letter. So he's, what's his name, the governor?
Abbott.
He says he's going to declare his state as a state of emergency. Now, what that means is what they're saying is he can overrule, I believe, what our government said by declaring it a state of emergency. Now, remember you used to say, well, governors, how much power? This brings into open that governors have a lot of power over their states. They're like little mini presidents. And they can find ways, like you see with DeSantis in Florida. They can find ways to go around things. They can name things, certain things, where the U.S. government can't do anything. So he's going to declare, I believe they said, his state a state of emergency where he becomes the rule over what is happening at this particular time. I believe that's what he's going to do.
Okay.
So,
and let's just say for sake of argument, if he does what he needs to get done to keep his plan in place, the sanctuary cities, in all honesty, will not have to see any more bus loads and plane loads because he, unfortunately, is doing his craziness at the border, right? Keeping them from coming in. So the sanctuary cities are like, we can rest a little bit because this man keeps sending them over to our city. Yep. So I don't know. It's a win-win kind of thing, even though it's ugly. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
So if he declares a state of emergency, he's going to appeal to the Supreme Court, I guess. Because I'm thinking, who you going to appeal to? That's the highest court. Right. So you can't appeal to them. So he's going to appeal to them. And while this plays out, they all probably just trying to stall for Trump to get into office. That's all that is.
And what Trump going to do?
I told you on day one.
He's been still that wall being built, but
I told you what I was going to do on day one.
What?
He said, I said on day one I'll be a dictator just for one day.
And what's that going to do?
I'm going to gather all of those illegal migrants up in the airports and the people's backyards and all over the place. We're gonna get some buses and we're gonna drive them back to Mexico. And then I told you what I was gonna do. I was gonna set up the military as a perimeter around the whole country. And then we're gonna build concentration camps all around the place. And if one of them shows their little brown heads through that water, they're going right in that camp till it's time to send them back over there. I told you what I was going to do.
Not as bad as DeSantis, because DeSantis was going to use
put alligators and shoot people as they came over.
Because the black lady, I forgot her name, that was doing this.
I know you're talking about.
She said, "How would you know if they?"
He's a moron too.
You're gonna just shoot him dead.
He said on day one, DeSantis said, "We're gonna shoot people if they try to cross over, and I'm gonna put alligators in the water."
Oh my God.
But I still don't know what's Biden's plan.
Oh, I don't even know.
What's the plan?
While they're doing this, while Abbott is trying to do what he needs to do. We talked yesterday about the other sanctuary cities. I think our friend sent another link to a guy who went there physically and did his footage in California. There's another area in California where I don't know where they you can see where it was where they used to be.
Right.
I need to watch the rest of the film to see where did they go, because they're not in that area anymore in California.
Justice says he can use the National Guard too in a state of emergency. Yep. So I think that's what they said he's going to do, y'all. Well, I don't have time to do this one. That he's going to create a state of emergency.
We'll see.
So we could do this one tomorrow, the one you saw, this one.
Okay.
All right.